Hello, welcome to the House of Banelord, and today we're going to be talking about self-employment. This is a part 2 of my 4-part series on jobs, I guess. So, you want to be self-employed. What does that represent? Well, to be self-employed, you must, you should do this. If you work for a job and you're really good at it, if you're really good at it and you find it boring or you need more challenging, but the opportunities are just not there. Let's say, for example, if you're a cleaner and you're pretty good, you're pretty fast, people like you, but there's no mobility in it. You can't go anywhere. You might wanna have your own business. You might want to be a self-employed cleaner. Usually, when people will become self-employed, they're usually professionals or very high sales people, because this is the major thing. When you're self-employed, the benefits are there's literally uncapped income potential. There's no, you make X amount of dollars per hour, or at best you might get some sort of bonus or something. You can make as much as you're willing to work, basically. You can make as much as you're willing to charge, what the market will bear. So that's, you basically, you get to keep what your true worth is. But what's the downside? Well, the reason why people have a job is because there is job security there. They know that it's going to be there the next day, and they have a routine. Whereas being self-employed, it's very difficult at the beginning, because you're basically, you're creating your own business. You have to get the clients, you have to do the specific thing that you need to do, and at the same time, you need to expand, get more clients. So it's almost like working 24 hours. You're always constantly on, it's very high pressure, and it's very difficult in the beginning. But other than the fact that you have unlimited income, potentially, why would you do this? It's the tax savings. It really comes down to, because there's 2 ways of making money. You can make money, or you can reduce the money you pay out. And if you do both, then you will truly be wealthy. So in terms of income, if you're good, you could. It's unlimited. But in terms of the reduced savings, that's the true special reason why you want to be self-employed. There are many benefits there. For example, if you work for somebody, the best, and I'm not just talking about Canadian laws, I don't know what their state in the United States is, okay, so you might want to look into that. But for Canadian laws, let's say, for example, you work in a decent job, and then your job requires you to drive somewhere. They could either give you, because that is the job, basically they could give you a company car, and that is considered a taxable benefit, meaning that there's a certain dollar amount associated with that company car, and then you have to add in your income. So basically you're making money just by having that car. They're compensating you. There's also, they could give you some sort of a dollar amount that you could take that dollar amount and then apply to your own car. Again, it's still considered a taxable benefit. This is 2 ways of doing it, basically. They could give you money, which you can use for your own car, or they could give you a company car. Either way, it's going to cost you money. Anything else that you're getting from the employment that benefits your life? Taxable benefit. But as a self-employment, when you spend money on anything that translates into your job or your business or whatever, it is considered tax deductible. So for you lease a car, a certain amount of that lease for business purposes is you can write it off, basically, on the final income. So if you drive X amount of places that you need to compensate for doing your business, then you could definitely write it up. But you have to keep a log. You basically have to have records, okay? That you're doing this. If you have a lunch with somebody, That can be considered a business lunch, and then you could deduct 50% of it. If you use like this place, this is my house. This is the main room. I've used it. I converted it into, I guess, my studio, and there's my soap and my other business, which I'll talk about later on. And I guess I could deduct a lot of my mortgage, my rent. My mortgage, my utilities, property taxes. Compared to the rest of the house, I could deduct it. Because technically, I do have my own business, but I choose not to because the problem with doing that, you could do it, I'm just saying you, but I chose not to because if you do that, what happens is that once you sell your house, they take that into consideration, and from the time period that you're writing this off, any capital gains there is taxed. It's you gotta pay basically. In that period, because the house is considered one time is a taxable gain exemption. You don't want to mess with that, especially if the property that you have has gone up dramatically. So, just for my part, I'm not gonna deal with that. But you could. Again, you could get right for your cars, meals, homes, other expenses. The list goes on. There's many things. I don't want to keep on talking about it because there are better videos out there, and plus you really should look into this, okay, before you go out and do it. But again, there's also the drawbacks. Usually you work by yourself. You might have some collaborations, but basically it's quite lonely. So if you have long stretches of working by yourself, and you can deal with that, then that's great. If you can't, if you like the fact that you can interact with other people, it is lonely. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. So you have to consider that. So there's risk though. There's definitely risk because if you don't work, if you get injured, then the income is it's kind of hairy. Yes, you can mitigate that by getting some sort of disability insurance because they do have those kinds of disability for self-employment, but it's quite hard, it's quite expensive, and it's quite rigorous, right? So you gotta have some sort of financial systems in place before you decide to take that route. But if you're having a self-employment, there are many, it could be for anything, basically. Again, as I said, you want to be a cleaner, you could get your own clients, right? You could go out and get your own clients, and you have your own clients, and then you work as hard as you can, because you'll be faster, and then you can do more homes. Basically, then you make your income will increase. Plus, you're already gonna make more money than they pay you per hour, anyways, at whatever job you have. If you're in sales, no cap. You like a real estate agent, right? There is a percentage, but a real estate agent makes a lot more than say somebody working a commission in the store or something, right? Or even selling cars for all that matter. If you looked at my video about selling cars, real estate agents make a lot depending on the value of the house, but they're on their own. They have their own promotional thingy. They're paying for that. They're giving it away. It's hustle, right? If you really are into the hustle game, if that is your thing, you definitely want to look into the self-employment. Just with the tax benefits alone, and the thrill. Every day is a thrill. You gotta wake up and you say, what am I gonna do today? What kind of business that I'm gonna get? It has to be that way. Otherwise, you don't want to be trapped in your job. Now, I will talk about businesses, having your own business later, but any job that requires, anything that requires you to be there, okay? And it does not function if you are not there, is considered self-employment. So, say for example, you have a restaurant, and you can't hire somebody else to cook or something, or be the host. Yeah, technically you're self-employed. Because having a business is totally different, and I'll explain all that and what have you later on. But self-employed is the next evolution of of this game, if you're happily employed, and you want to look into something else, you definitely should do self-employment. Having this YouTube video, technically it's self-employment in one aspect. It's not necessarily business because my whole brand technically it's me. I can't like hire somebody else to do this because it won't be the same, right? So yeah, you know, it's basically that. Tell me if I missed anything, because I'm just talking out of my mouth right now. I might have missed something, but that's basically my take on being self-employed. I thank you for watching my video. Any other questions, please feel free to comment, and please subscribe, and thank you.